Okay, as we continue to move closer to the more practical issues around resource mobilization, we need to answer the question, how do you identify appropriate funding sources and prospective partners? There's also the question, how do you initiate a contact? And also, what issues must be well defined in order to build towards a successful funding relationship? So we have those three questions that we can hopefully answer as we discuss engaging with prospective resource providers. So how do you identify prospective resource providers? Remember, in the last video, we said you can start with those that are already active within the local or global environment within your sector. In our case, we're talking about agriculture and agribusiness. Okay, so we can look at Tanzania, those that are already active providing resources, or that may be working on the African continent, or maybe elsewhere but within agriculture, and they may be considering Africa and Tanzania. You also need to search for those that are positioning themselves to make investment in your sector, even if they may not have traditionally been in your sector. Also look for those that could easily be persuaded because they may be interested in some innovations that you are involved in. Also pay attention to the thresholds because there are some limits in terms of timeframes and amounts that could be made available. How do you initiate contacts with prospective resource providers? This is important. You get it wrong at this point, you may have taken yourself backwards, you may have killed an opportunity that maybe you should have left until you are ready. So look out for calls for concept notes and proposals. That's an easy way of making contact in a very natural way. If they call out for proposals or concept notes and you are responding to them, then it's a very natural way of making a connection. You may also make use of the contact us option. That may be on brochures that they have made available, or that may be on their websites. You have to be careful here what you include because usually you cannot put too much information in those options. Also ensure you have brief info about your organization that you can share with them, especially if you're using the contact us and other options where you can't send too much. Okay. Try to limit yourself to what is relevant to them. We will be talking about this a lot more, but we'll be saying, first of all, understand the organization you're making contact with so that you extract information in a brief form, but which is specific to that organization. If possible, identify other stakeholders that can help open doors. That way you make a good connection with the right person, and if there's some recommendation that can accompany that, that may make it easier for you to build on that initial contact. How do you manage the initial phase when you're just beginning to engage with a prospective provider of resources? Remember, we said never initiate a contact when you're not ready, because this may kill the opportunity. Carefully think through who you're initially communicating with in the organization. You do not want to send information to the person that's not most relevant, because their opinion may still be used within that organization, okay, even if they were not the best people to have looked at your communication. Remember, keep your communication brief and to the point, but still include enough information that will attract positive response. You can only do this when you understand the organization that you're making contact with. Do not use generic terms or cliches, and do not exaggerate your capabilities and what you have achieved. Try to be very clear, specific to your organization, and include information that can be verified. They may visit your website, they may inquire from a few institutions that you have interacted with or individuals, and they should be able to verify what you have included. If it cannot be easily verified, then include references or include additional detailed information that will help them verify some of the interesting things that you've mentioned in your brief communication. Respond promptly to contacts that come from them. You may initiate contact, they may respond. Be prompt in your follow-up communication. Stay focused on the information that is requested, because after they respond to your initial contact, they may ask for additional information. Don't throw everything at them. Invest in extracting information that they have asked for and try to keep to that. Be persistent in following up. They receive a lot of communication, most of these resource providers, and they may not initially respond to your first contact. Try to follow up, try to see how you can get some kind of response that helps you know where you stand. Do not nag, even as you try to be persistent. Do not try to force an answer out of them. Just try to be reasonable in following up, because that is something I guess everybody expects you would do. As we come to the end, remember, successful resource mobilization is about presenting a clear value proposition that is worthy of investment. Please feel free to contact me or my colleague Dale if you need clarification on anything that has been raised in this video. Asante sana.